Hello and welcome to the channel. Hello, Kim S. Good morning to you. You're the first one in today. Good to see you. So, hello, everyone. It's Kathy Hampton here from Wellness and Healing Practices, Wellside Retreats. Glad to have you here. I still have a banner up for that's the email address for anyone who needs to reach me about coaching or setting up a clarity call, you can email me there and I can forward you the information. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me fully introduce myself. I'm Kathy Hampton again from Wellness and Healing Practices, Wellside Retreats. I help women move away from what is no longer serving them and help them move to a place that they desire. Hopefully, it's a great place with sunshine and happiness and joy, as well as fulfillment, where they find the abundance that's within them. And yeah, so welcome to Journal with Me. This is the place where we meet in community, virtual community, to download what's on our hearts, minds, and spirits through the practice of journaling. And that's why where it was created to journal together. We started out with journaling for 20 minutes, and I reduced it to 15 minutes because sometimes people don't have that much time in the morning, but also some people don't journal all the way through. Some people spend time jotting things down or doing some meditation, maybe even prayer. If they're taking a walk, they can also find more time in being intentional about what's on their heart and mind, gaining clarity if they need to. Maybe even um, getting in touch with the dream that they may have had the morning or evening before. So, in this session that we will have today, we will be journaling for 15 minutes, or you can pray, meditate. If you're walking and listening through your earphones or earbuds, that'd be great. Using your senses to see what comes up, what magical moment you might find on your walk, or just sit and just be. Sometimes we get very active in doing all manner of things, and sometimes we just need to sit down, right? Just sit down, take a breath, a few breaths, um, and do some yoga, move our bodies, whatever it is. But we have that 15 minutes together in the virtual community of sister journalers, sister healers, self healers, where we use what we find is good for us to practice. Today, I'll share that I got up early on this Thursday and went to the gym, made it to the gym pretty early, about 8:20 a.m. Had enough time to do my routine. I worked on arms today, mostly arms and back, and then made my way back. And I've been not going to the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I have journaling. But I figured out a way to fit it in. I can do that. So you'll be seeing me coming from the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's how I'll be spending my time more often, just trying to get it all in. So, want to say hello and good day to Dr. Donna, the art appraiser. Key Love, bon dia. Hello, Key Love. Kim S. We said Kim S. beat us to the punch today. And there's Sunny L. All right, Sunny. Happy Thursday to you. Good to see you here. Oh, yeah, it's good to be with you guys today. So, have you all checked in with yourself? What's going on with you? How are you feeling? What's good? What's not so good? What have you been up to? Yeah, what have you been up to? Yeah, I always wonder what everybody's up to, who I meet up with here during this time. Um, I um, I've had a good week. It's been very busy. This Tuesday I was not here, and that was because I had an important um, meeting here in Portugal. People who Some people are blessed with having an appointment when they get their visas to come and relocate here. They have an appointment for directly to the immigration office already set up for them. Just depends on a couple things, a few things. Um, uh, and well, I don't know what it depends on really, how people get their appointments early or with their visas, but I did not. I did not get my appointment until 2 months ago. Um, yeah, let's see, it's April. Yeah, so late February, I got my appointment. So I'd been here for 6 months, almost 7 months, and finally got my appointment. And the appointment was scheduled for this past Tuesday, April 8th. So I've been here on my visa, which um, had expired, but there was an extension. An extension is in June. And yeah, so, it's kind of funny being in limbo. You're not quite, you know, you get here and everything's great and new and everything. And then, you really want residency. So I waited and finally got my appointment for my residency on Tuesday. And what that appointment is for you to turn in documentation to the Portuguese immigration office, the authorities here. Because I got the visa, right? The authorities in the US, the consulate, basically collect information in advance to see if you qualify for the visa. But then you have to come here to qualify for the residency permit, and that's a temporary residency permit. And the temporary residency permit is good for 2 years. Then you reapply, and you are then pretty much a permanent resident at that point because, yeah, they give you, I guess it's 3 years or more, and then you get citizenship, right? So that's still at the beginning. I moved a little ways, but I still am going to have to wait to receive the little card that they give you. I guess it's a green card. I don't know. It's a card for your temporary residency. So I feel better because at least I've checked off that process. But I will tell you that it's nerve wracking not to know when you're going to an appointment. There are people who are still waiting. So I guess I'm blessed with the idea that I got this process fulfilled this week, and now we'll wait to get my card in the mail. So that's where I was, and you want to make sure you have every um, I dotted and T crossed and all your things in order. And copied and not you're not forgetting anything, because if that delays the process. Luckily, I had stuff, too much stuff to give, and I did have to get a picture taken there, because my picture that I brought with me, I only had one, and it was too large. It was a passport picture, and the passport picture was too large, so I had to find a place to go take a picture, and then bring it back and turn that in, and that went smoothly. Everything went smoothly. I was helped by the relocation specialist, who helped me with translating to someone, because I she could speak English, but I it was not enough. It went smoother if someone was translating. Let me put it that way. She could speak English, but not as good, and I definitely could not speak Portuguese. So it was great to have someone to help me. And all he did was tell me what she said, and I would go through my paperwork and give it to her. Or sometimes he would even help me and give her the stuff that she needed. So that's what I was doing on Tuesday, and I will tell you that, um, I talk a big game about, surrendering, letting things come your way, dealing with things. I had to, eat my own words and act accordingly, because I was not sure what would happen. But I was in a good headspace. I had very little rest, but I was in optimistic phase of this, and I told myself that whatever came my way, I would be ready for. That it was out of my control. I did everything that was in my control to get it done, and whatever came my way, like the little picture, I found a way to get that done, and it was done and was smooth and easy, and I'm glad that it's over. And so now I wait, because I really can't, with the climate in the world. I cannot travel. At least I feel like I cannot travel without the card to come back. I'm gonna have to wait. If I were to travel to the U.S., I can get to the U.S., but how am I going to get back and enter Portugal? Because I know that documentation will be key to getting through, I don't know, customs or whatever. Who knows? So yeah, it's a waiting game, but I am all up for it, and just wanted to share a little bit about what's been kind of on my heart, my mind, and my spirit for probably the last month. And I'm blessed to be able to make these moves and to do what I want to do. But there's something that comes with it, right? You have to do some of the work to do it, and it's not for the faint of heart. And some places are easier to get your residency, or if you want to move abroad. Some are a lot easier than this process. I just so happen to choose this process. You choose a place, you choose the process. So, and today I'm feeling good. That's how I'm doing today. I am feeling much better today. Um, yeah, I'm doing a lot better today than I will say the last month in preparation and getting my mind wrapped around this process. So, key love. He's talking about menopause. Menopause pains are kicking my butt. Gonna spend 15 minutes in stretching. Okay. Well, I'm sorry you are in pain, but it sounds like you know what you need to do for that pain. Very good. You know, I think there's a lot of talk about menopause, perimenopause. I remember when no one was talking about these things out loud, you know, it was just like, you know, she's going through the change, you know. Uh, and now everybody's talking about it. And everyone seems to have different feelings and different symptoms and different stuff going on. And I went through it, and I think I went through it without knowing it, but ended up with the stuff later on. So I would say a period of maybe 5 years. I don't know. I don't even know. But my stuff was a lot of heat and sweating, and yeah, I probably was going through it more so than anything. I'm going to say psychologically. So, Key, thanks for sharing. I'm glad that you can help others know that any pains that may be kicking their butts can be managed with stretching. 15 minutes of stretching. So that's I appreciate you. Catherine Muhammad, how are you, my friend? Good to see you here with us today. Hope it's a bright and sunny day wherever you are. And my peace, thank you for showing up. Hello to you. So now that I've shared a little story of mine, let's get focused and centered here. Um, and I was able to go to the sauna today where I focused and centered while sweating profusely. And that was good. That felt so good. And, but now I'm feeling a lot more relaxed and hope that you can feel relaxed um, through some grounding. And let's spend a little time just doing a little breath work. Our I learned something about vagus nerve system and the gut and how that the gut brain connection to the vagus nervous system. So it's very interesting. So we're going to do our cleansing breaths, and I'm going to ask you to hold your breath at the top of the inhalation, maybe for about 5 seconds if you can do that, and then exhale with a sigh or a moan or a groan. You know, sometimes we do feel like we have to go, right? I was doing that while I was exercising today. It just came natural to me today for some reason. And I think it was just a good release from a lot of pent up stuff I'd been carrying around with me for the last couple months, thinking about this residency stuff. Um, but there's always something, right? So it's about how we manage it, right? This was the project that I talk about for acute stress. Acute stress meaning, you know, you have just a short period of time where you have a project and you have a stress during that project, and then all of a sudden that project's over and you feel like a release. The chronic stress is something that you keep and you hold on to, and it just never seems to go away, and then your body suffers. That's what we want to kill that stress. We want to get rid of it. it we want to. So there are things that you may have to do to get rid of that stress. And that's the type of stress, if it's chronic, that you should see someone for, like a professional, health professional, a mental health professional for that type of stress. That seems like, you know, you can't you can't, your chest is hurting, you have, you know, your heart palpitations, you are feeling um, some kind of way. I don't know. Might be indications of something that you might need to check on. So, chronic stress causes a lot of pain, inflammation, depression, that doesn't seem to go away, maybe even gets deeper. We want that to go away. All right. So, just reminding you, if you have something that persists, go get it checked out. Don't wait. All right. So, let's do this. Let's close your eyes, get in a comfortable seat, right? Place your feet on the floor, or yeah, if you're laying in bed, just get comfortable and lay your whole body down, right? They call it the corpse pose or savasana, where you are just laying with your arms down by your side. Maybe your head is up and you are looking up, but then at the ceiling, and then you can close your eyes or lower your gaze. All right. Get comfortable, ground, put your sit bones into the seat, right? Your feet on the ground if they can fit on the ground, reach the ground. I'm gonna put my hands on my heart, my chest. Let the noise just float on by. If there is noise, embrace the quiet if you have quiet. I'm gonna let this house music for my young neighbor just float on by. Try smiling a little bit, right? That helps reduce stress. Just getting in touch with your normal breathing pattern right now. Right? Feeling the ebb and flow of your chest. Don't hold it in. Don't hold it. Just fully expand the chest. Breathe in and out. This may be a good time for you to focus on your intention for today. What do you want from this practice? What do you want from this time and community? What do you want for your day? What do you intend for this day to be, reveal? Okay. So we're going to inhale through the nose deeply, hold it for 5 seconds, and then exhale through the mouth, sighing and squeezing all that air out of the diaphragm. Your belly button should go in when you squeeze that out. Okay. When you inhale, your diaphragm should expand like a balloon, rise up. Okay. So let's do that. We're going to do 3 rounds. The first right now, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. All right. One more time, inhaling through the nose, holding it at the top for 5 seconds. One more time. Slowly, let's breathe in through the nose, holding it at the top for 5 seconds. We're going to breathe in slowly. Returning to your natural breathing pattern. Okay, slowly and gently, let's open the eyes, fluttering them open, looking around, raising your gaze. Okay. Okay. So when you're inhaling through the nose and you're breathing out, it washes over this nervous system found in your neck and into the lower through the esophagus. And those are the vagus nerve system in here. And it tends to it needs cleansing or washing over through air and is a calming effect, right? And I learned this week in reading that there is a connection between depression and the gut, the vagus nerve, and the what they call the brain gut connection, where a lot of our um, emotions are kept. We have this brain and gut connection that causes um, some depression, some anxiety. And when we wash through the vagus nervous system, constantly helps us maybe alleviate some of that. I have to do some more reading on it to be able to speak on it. But you can also Google it for yourself to see what that is. It's always nice to know certain things. And yeah, there's a lot more information on our bodies as it relates to anxiety, depression, mental health, mental illness, or dis-ease, right? And having a few people in my family who have suffered with clinical mental illness, um, I'm always not necessarily looking for information. It seems like it tends to come to me, and I am glad that it does. So that's an interest of mine, I should say. So let's get to journaling or your practice. Key Love says she's going to do some yoga and some stretching. Not just stretching, really. So thank you for that. So please, if you have your mat, find your place. I rolled mine up. I have my mat here, right here, and I try to stretch at night um, and shake off the all the stuff that might be collected onto my cells. You say shake it off, right? There's some shaking and exercises that you can do before you get in bed. Can be really important to do. So yeah, get your mat, find a place to comfortably write or to meditate. Or if you're sitting in the park listening to this, let us know what you see, what your senses tell you about what's out there today. So let's get started with our 15 minutes. And hold on one second. For some reason, I'm having issues with my. All right, there we go. Okay, our timer. We have the Koshi chimes again today, and yeah, they're kind of loud. Try not to be so loud. So when you hear them the first time, that's when we begin. 15 minutes later, you'll hear them again, and we'll end that 15-minute session and come back for reflection. All right. Okay, and if you guys want to share your reflections of today, please do so in the comments afterwards if you'd like. All right. Okay. Okay. Our 15 minutes chime went off. That is the final bell. You may have heard other noises. Please pardon the other noises. But 15 minutes is up for this practice session. You can continue to write, meditate, stretch, and put me in the background. If you'd like to share what resonated with you as you practiced, sometimes we can go without thought, but definitely in your writing, you come up with something. Um, the gist of my writing was really being thankful, feeling grateful, and yeah, um, somewhat affirming myself. It is Thursday as we affirm ourselves with positive, powerful statements about ourselves. Could be just in general or something that you have done or been able to complete, or just how you feel you are moving about in the world at present. Yeah, I feel accomplished and just getting to now. Um, yeah, feel good about how I've been able to move through some difficulties. Um, we all have difficulties, but I know that um, we all handle things differently, and I'm no exception. Where I can feel like this is I'm not gonna reach the mountaintop on this one. Um, uh, I think that for about a second, and I can't stand it, so I try to do something about it, or I don't do anything about it and let it leave it be, right? So I'm glad how I'm managing that, learning how to manage difficulty at this stage in life. We all have stages where we do things differently. In our younger days, at least for me, I always felt I was in control. Like I was going to be, very, I don't know, what do you call it? Where I can just resolve things by being um, in advance, and say, oh, I'll do this so this won't happen, you know, thinking that I'm the one in control. That's how I manage, you know. And sometimes that didn't work, um, or rushing into things, and so we all have our ways of being and managing things. And at this stage in life, I actually like to move in ease. One thing that I still do is I hate being late, and I hate being um, yeah, I don't like being late. And because of that, sometimes I'm too early and it's exhausting. Um, so, but I always think, well, what if the train is late? What if the traffic is too heavy? I have to, if I'm on time, that means I'm too late. And that was something that um, my parents instilled in me, particularly my mother, who became a single mother, who had to get up at the crack of dawn in order to get to her job and get her three daughters out of the house. So on a weekly basis. So um, yeah, so I'm still doing that, and that's not good sometimes. Yeah, I don't like to rush, so that's my fallback for that. I do not like to rush because anything can happen if you rush. Forget things, you know. Yeah, so I like to be ready in advance. So, so what came up for you today? I don't tend to ask that often, but what came up for you today? While if you decide to share, please put your post in, post a comment as it says. So let's see who came in. Who was that? Lulu loves travel. Good morning. Have a great day, Kathy. Good morning to you, Lulu. Love travel. Good to see you here. And then pursue higher dreams, Dr. Crystal. Good morning, sisters. You are right on time, Dr. Crystal. You're struggling a bit. Okay. And glad to be here. I'm glad you are here. Well, let's not struggle. That bit about acute versus chronic was so good. Chronic stress. Yeah. Um, yeah, we don't want the chronic. We do not want that. Yeah. I think, and I was just, something happened to me. It's kind of funny. I realized that I have a trauma that didn't think that it was a trauma um, until this week. I think I'll have to discuss that in a private session in one of our meetings on Zoom. But yeah, I walked into a room and I realized that I was suffering from trauma from my workplace experience, also childhood issues I had with certain people, and yeah, it was like the deer in headlights situation, and I was so surprised at myself, but I sat down and I was kind of calm and cool and just kind of let it float over me. And I'm glad that I did experience it because I could tell where not the hurt, the uncomfortable feelings were in my body. And I just let it sit there and it passed and I was okay. So that's what I want to share. So I am proud of myself for acknowledging something that I didn't think was still part of me, a pain, a cellular pain, a cellular, um, trauma that I have not shaken. And I thought that I had. I thought I had gotten over it. And it came back. And I'd laugh at it because I can laugh at it. Let's say that because I was really in touch with myself right away when it happened. A lot of us a lot of us have these cellular um, issues. They're kind of stuck in us, and just just exposure again to the issue can bring up all kind of thoughts and feelings. Um, I froze. I froze, and then um, I felt my breathing was a little labored. So as soon as I could sit down, I did. but I was okay after a while. So, and I'm glad, it's funny, I'm glad I had the experience so that I know that I have to work on it if I choose to. It's nothing real heavy. It's just something that I have to deal with. Let's see. Good morning, Crazy Horse's daughter. Good morning, Kathy and all. Ditto. 21 years here. Okay. Not sure what that refers to. Crazy horse's daughter. Um, Dr. Crystal says, I've been in a bit of a slump and I've done all the usual things, but not making much difference. I'm traveling again Monday for 2 months, Panama, and then there's so much to get done. Oh, okay. Sounds like overwhelm. Yeah, I don't know, but I can't, I don't know. You've been very, very busy, Dr. Chris. Dr. Chris, you do big things. You've been doing big things for a long time. You've been have you been taking it easy, Dr. Crystal? Yeah, because sometimes we can get overwhelmed. I know that I need a certain rhythm, and it's not. Yeah, my rhythm has got to be a little slow right now. Yeah, I'm digging slow because I've been rushing around for the last uh, you know 60 years because I'll be 62 soon. So yeah, and that's going by fast. So I'm just taking it easy. There's some things that I can do. I hung out. I hung out one night. I was hanging out like a teenager, or as I say, a grown-ager. Um, yeah, hanging out like a grown-ager one night. It was the night, yeah, on Tuesday night. I didn't mean to, but I did. But it was all good. When you're a teenager, you just kind of go from place to place to place to place. That's what I did. I was like, I started in one town, south of here where it was warm, and then made my way back to Porto and sat down for a minute. And then I was invited to go out, and we went to different places. We were like walking around, and yeah, I felt like a teenager, stopping and talking to people, petting dogs, all kind of stuff. Just, just living. We're grown. We're grown agers. So I'm not used to that pace, though. Um, okay, Crazy Horse's daughter. I am referring to the trauma from working in toxic environments. Yes, 21 years of it. I get you. And that can come back and haunt you. It did with me the other day. It was yeah, I feel you, Crazy Horse's daughter. Crazy Horse's daughter, can you tell me what do they call it? They don't call it a tribe. They call it a nation. What indigenous nation? Could you refer to yourself as Crazy Horse's daughter? Is that a American Native um, name, or your what you refer to yourself as? I'm just interested, just curious. I used to live amongst the Navajo in Flagstaff, Arizona. So yeah. Um, Yeah, so pursue higher dreams, Dr. Crystal. um, you are busy, and that's great and it's good. So if you are in a slump, and I'm just making assumptions, and sometimes you should not do that, right? Because assumption is can make an ass out of me, um, and I don't want to do that. But um, I hope you're not too tired. I hope you've been resting, because that's what we all should be doing around now. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I've had to sit myself down and try to figure out if I should be investing any of my energy in any of this crazy stuff that's going on. I know a lot, it affects every single one of us, all this stuff. And it's really messing my mind up about my sustainability, right? Um, Especially this last week. But I know I'm going to be all right, and I believe everybody's going to be all right. It's just a matter of how you can manage without freaking out. Okay, so that's all I want to say about all of that. Okay, so Crazy Horse's daughter says, I am an African American woman. Crazy Horse is a nickname they called my father. Okay, very good. I love it. Crazy Horse's daughter. It's beautiful. I like your name, Crazy Horse's daughter. So let's pull some cards today. I'm going to pull some reminders. And I'm going to ask you, if you haven't affirmed yourself today, pat yourself on the back, say it aloud, write it down. An affirmation, as we have come to know it, is a positive, powerful statement about yourself. All right. And we affirm ourselves daily, but we celebrate affirming ourselves on Thursdays, according to Dr. Donna. And yeah, it's great that we affirm ourselves. A lot of us do not say kind words about ourselves, or we do, but then we forget. We forget the kind words about ourselves. We have so much on our minds that we dismiss our efforts, we diminish or diminish our what we've done. I remember referring to my when I started Wellside Retreats, and I had not yet had a retreat. And people would ask me, what I did, and I would tell them my quote unquote professional job. And then I said, oh, and I have a little business that I run. And I was in a women's like empowerment group and on Zoom. And one of the women who I became friends with texted me and said, don't ever refer to your business as a little business. She says, because you are doing great works, and it's a big deal. If you don't think it's a big deal, nobody else will. Right? So don't refer to yourself as little or small or, you know, tiny. She says, it's grand, it's great, it's huge. This is an undertaking that you have developed and created. It's big, or it is your business. Yeah. So, um, yeah. So affirm yourself in the biggest light, right? The brightest light. Yes. The brightest light. Yeah. No matter what, because accomplishments are accomplishments. Um, they don't even have to be accomplishments. They just have to be good. What makes you feel good about you, right? What have you uh, persevered at? What is the most positive thing about you? Where does your beauty lie, if not all over you, right? Yeah, yeah. Because if you not believing in you, you can't expect others to. Yeah, that's how it works. Because everybody's so busy with themselves, right? You have to play a big part in yourself. So please affirm yourself. Yeah, Doctor. Yes, affirmation Thursday. It is the day. It is the day to affirm yourself. So yeah. All right. So I'm gonna pull a couple of reminder cards, and because we sometimes need to be reminded of those great things that we do for ourselves or have done for ourselves and others and the world, and we play a part in this whole place we call Earth, and our part means something. Yeah, I always refer to my children, and each one of them, I only have two, have played big parts of whatever they have done. I let them know that all the time, and my pride in them for what they have done for themselves, as well as what they do for their community or for other people. Um, yeah, and yeah, they tell me what they have done that they're proud of, and I affirm them because they are affirming themselves when they tell me something that they feel really good about doing. It's really important that they do that, and I'm glad that they do that. So let's see. I'm gonna pull an orange card. Okay. I'm gonna pull a blue card. I pull out a blue card. Pull a blue card. And let's pull a brown card. And a tan card and an orange card. Okay, I picked 5 instead of 3. So let's see what they say today. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to dedicate this card to, let's dedicate this card to Pursue Higher Dreams, Dr. Crystal. Peace is a process. Okay. Peace is a process. Thinking about you, Dr. Crystal. There's a process unfolding within you. It feels like home, everlasting comfort. Every moment, every experience is teaching you and leading you back into peace. It's a process. Continue to walk with grace, my friend. Okay? Peace is a process, Dr. Crystal. Enter anyone else who wants to, this resonates with. All right? Okay. Peace is a process. All of this itself is a process through practice. And whatever you choose to practice, whatever may fill you up with healing, right? Whatever makes you feel healthier and healing. If you're finding that you're stumbling or struggling, right? And you're not feeling whole. There are little chinks, that may have been taken up somehow, like my little social trauma that I went through today. I shouldn't diminish it. It was a trauma. Okay. So it nevertheless, it was manageable. It was manageable because I knew it instantly what I was going through. Another brown card. Okay. So this card reads, when you lead with love, you leave with love. Anybody feeling that? Lead with love in all that you do. Your forgiveness, compassion, love, and empathy. It's your superpower. When you feel with love, no matter what happens, no matter what they did, you still leave with love. You leave with your power. Oh, right. I think I'm going to dedicate that to me and any woman who has had the toxic environments of their workplace. Yeah. Lead with love in all that you do. Your forgiveness, compassion, love, and empathy. It's your superpower. When you lead with love, no matter what happens, no matter what they did, you still leave with love. You leave with your power. Amen. Amen. Right? Yes. Yes. Right? Anyone resonate with that one? I know I do. All right. Very good. Okay. Crazy Horse says that she's on her journey of peace after so much professional trauma. Yes, absolutely. And I'm glad of it. I'm glad for you. That's that I'm on that same journey. I'm on that same journey of peace. Just want peace. Peace is a process. Today, I am reminding myself every minute, every hour to choose peace. Absolutely. Need that one, huh? Yes, Aniel. Stay at peace. Okay? Be at peace. Okay, this card reads, our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. Yeah, we've done this card before, but I want to remind anyone if they haven't seen this, this is how we express ourselves. Self expression is nourishment for our spirit, as food and water is for the body. You're a creative being. Express yourself today. Yes, express yourself today. Okay. Alignment isn't hard to find when you have a sound mind. Okay, there it is. Here's that card. I can read it. It's little faint lettering. A sound mind is a whole mind, a calm mind, a present mind, a creative mind. Take a moment today, breathe and reflect. I am aligning myself. I am cultivating a sound mind. And I want to say that this goes to the chronic stress discussion, acute stress discussion, and even the vagus nerve discussion, just a short discussion with the gut and brain. I might want to look that up, and I'll try to remember to discuss that in the days ahead, um, and how breath work is really important. I've told the story a few times, and maybe I'll write a Substack about it, about me holding on to my breath as an adolescent, just a teenager. I think probably from maybe the 10th grade up through my first year in college. until I started having a reaction to that, and that reaction was hives, these boils that would break out over my. I was feeling anxious and nervous, and that's how it came out. I would also have really painful stomach aches, and I didn't know why. I used to think I had ulcers until I found out that I did not. It was just a stomach ache, right? It was a stomach ache, and I believe it was because I was not breathing. It was that vagus nervous system. That's why I became very interested in this reading or that I found last week, and I was like, oh, you know, I was just told that I had a nervous stomach. Stop. Maybe I needed to stop drinking so much orange juice or something like that. So I stopped drinking orange juice, but I still had the stomach ache. So yeah, it's interesting how mental health has taken a change. Has changed and maybe progressed. I still think it's lagging in the fields of science. Um, okay, in the last brown card, my credentials are in my spirit. My credentials are in my spirit. My credentials are not in worldly titles. They are in my spirit. The inner treasures, my love and power, my essence. I am more than a job or a title. My credentials are in my spirit. Okay. Yeah, we are more than so many of us have gone on to higher education, educated ourselves because and I'm glad that I did. We can find education in many things though. We can read books, become knowledgeable just by reading, or life's experience teaches us all kinds of things. As I call myself a PhD, I'm a doctor of experience. Um, Somebody will tell me something, I say, "Yep, that's my experience too. I can relate. That is my experience too." So yeah, we have our experience, and our credentials are inside of us. We have um, BSs, BAs, JDs, PhDs, LLMs. What else? I don't know, masters of education, you know, our doctorates, all kinds of, but we also, those credentials are through our experience also. And those live within us and cannot be taken away from us. And we need to tap into them. And this is a good reminder card because we don't tap into those things that I call the abundance within us. We overlook our experience quite often, like the experience of the spirit, and try to get a lot of certificates, and I, I'm a witness. I'm not judging because I don't judge myself in this. I like to learn. I love learning something new, um, different, how to enhance what I already know, which will make me want to learn more. Right? I I I I I've been telling people. People ask you, so what made you want to move to this place? And I'm like, well, I wanted to do something different. I want to learn different things. I want to see new places and learn how to write for readers what I'm writing. But I have to write it in a way that's going to capture a reader. So I'm learning how to do that. I want to learn how to play the guitar, right? That's been an interest of mine since I was probably in the third grade. I flunked out of flute because the teacher didn't tell me how to breathe or blow without getting hyperventilated. So I said, I can't do this. My parents were so upset with me because they went out and got the flute and everything. So I figure guitar might be safer. I don't have to blow any air out of anything. So that's what I plan on doing at this ripe old age, this mature age. So, but there are plenty of things I want to do. I would love to hone my photography skills. I don't know, just me, and that's all within my spirit. No one can take that away from me. I can learn on my own. I don't necessarily have to get a master's in, you know, guitar or fine arts or anything. It's within me. So let's pick from the rest deck because I think a lot of us might need some rest. I know after this week I do. I have plenty of other things I want to do, but I definitely have to fit some rest into it so that I can do the stuff that I want to do. Okay? And rest doesn't mean sleeping all the time. You can do that. You can take your naps. I do take my naps. I believe in a nap and I feel better for it. But I also, it's a bright day, and I just might take this chair I'm sitting on and take it outside in my back and sit and read in the back. I have a not a backyard. Yeah, I guess it's a backyard. It's a backyard. But I sit there and enjoy the warmth without going out into the crowded street or the hustle and bustle of the city. Or I could go to a park, or I can go. I have a balcony. I can go out and sit out there too and rest, or I can put on some music. And I've been listening to some really good instrumental music. I'm loving the saxophone. Yeah, loving that. I never paid attention necessarily to saxophone like being the main instrument, and I'm enjoying that. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to pick one card from the middle, and if you're not familiar with the Nap Ministry, um, the Nap Ministry is created by Trisha Hersey in this beautiful box of cards she did to complement the book, right? Compliment book 50 practices to resist grind culture. All right. Oh, great. This is great. This is a great card. Look at this. Um, I am free. I am rested. I am cared for. I am well. Okay. The words I am are powerful because they speak in the affirmative. For your deepest needs and desires. You can call forth rest, care, and liberation from the hold grind culture has over you. You can speak in the power of I will rest. I must rest. I am rest. Rest is available always. Your rest is sacred. Okay, there you go. That's an affirmation for you. A few, right? On this day of affirmation, Thursday. Yeah. So we did that, y'all. We did it. And I'm glad that we did. I'm glad we met up today. Just a few more little notes. I'll be back on Tuesday and Thursday next week. Next week is a busy week. I haven't done my taxes. Got to do those. Um, hmm. I got to go get groceries today. Yeah. It's amazing how fast I go through groceries because I get fresh food You got to eat it up before it goes bad. I don't eat any. I don't eat. I eat very little processed food, but it's kind of hard to get around processed food because here they love the pastries, right? So I try my best. That's why I'm working out, right? So, but I'll be here back on Tuesday. And please note that if you are in need of coaching to help you move forward for what you desire, you hope for, you want to be fulfilled with, and want to do some inner work, um, that's what coaches do, is help you um, do the work, um, gain clarity, hold you accountable, or at least help you to help yourself hold yourself accountable as well. You can go to my website or email me if you're interested in coaching. I have room for coaching for new clients. Let's see if I can find the banner so you can email me at this email address. Okay. info@wellsideretreats.com. And if you'd like to get on my mail list, you can go to my website. Um, and that website is right here. And you can find one page that hasn't, the book club has not been updated. Please forgive me. I've been doing a little bit, but that page has not been updated. But you can see the coaching page, and the first page, of course, is good. Um, so, and that's the website, kathyhamptonwellness.com. And I think the link to buy me a coffee, a cappuccino, or espresso, or a latte is good. I thought I got it in here in the description. So, yeah. All right. So it's been great to spend time with you. I hope you have a great weekend, whatever you do. Please affirm yourself throughout the day, um, tomorrow, and every day, as I will be doing the same. And much love to you. Have a great day. Create a great day for yourself. And I'll see you again next week. All right. Take care. Bye bye.